Hi everyone, so let's talk about linear equation applications. This first example says many companies require employees to track fuel fill-ups and fuel economy in their older vehicles. A truck driver leaves a gas station with a full tank of gas. The odometer reads 87,625 miles at the gas station. At the next gas station, it takes 33 gallons to fill the tank. At this point, at this next fill up, the odometer reads 88,022 miles. Find the fuel economy for the truck. In other words, find the rate at which the truck uses a gallon of gas. Be sure to show your work and reasoning. So we've been making these tables and they've been kind of helpful. So I'm going to create this table again, and our input would be the gallons of gas used. And then our output would be like the reading of odometer in miles. And so when we start off, it starts with a full tank of gas, and we haven't moved any, so we're using 0 gallons of gas. And initially, it read 87,625. And then at that next checkpoint, they end up filling the truck with 33 gallons of gas. And at that point, we have 88,022 miles. And so at the end of the problem, it says, in other words, find the rate at which the truck uses a gallon of gas. How we want to think about that is, if you've ever seen like one of those car commercials, certain cars advertise that they are able to travel a certain amount of miles on one gallon of gas. And so we can basically calculate the total distance traveled and divide that by the total gallons of gas used. And so if our odometer has these two readings, basically we want to take the higher one and subtract off the lower one to figure out the distance that we traveled. And then at the fill up, we ended up using 33 gallons, and initially we ended up using 0. So we want to go ahead and calculate that. I threw that into my calculator, and the numerator of this fraction, if we subtract those two numbers, we get 397 miles. That's the units for those values. And then 33 minus 0 is just 33 gallons. But notice here, it says that we want to find the rate at which the truck uses a single gallon. And so what we're going to do is we're going to divide these two numbers. And I went ahead and I threw that into my calculator. And it's approximately 12.03 miles per gallon, per 1 gallon. You can put the 1 if you want, or you can omit the 1. But just as a point of reference, I used to drive a 2006 Toyota Corolla, and that it averaged about 30 miles per gallon. And so about 12 miles per gallon is not great, but these are pretty big and old trucks. And so that is our answer there. One thing that I want to mention, and you'll often see this in algebra textbooks, basically we just calculated slope. And recall from the last outline that we often represent slope with the variable m, and you will often see this formula in different textbooks and things like that. And it's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so we have these two ordered pairs here, and we can basically label this one x1, this one y1, this one x2, and this one y2. So if you see this formula in a textbook or online somewhere, this formula is what we basically did in order to calculate this value here.